So, hey, welcome to Occultists Anonymous for a very special episode of, well, not of anything particular, just a unique episode, a one-shot for Trinity Continuum Assassins. We have 2 hours. There is no break. There are no breaks on this train that they are infiltrating and going to try and assassinate some folks at. We will introduce characters as we go, but I do want to take a quick moment to mention yes, Ralph is sadly not able to join us, so and I don't even have time to put a smug Ralph up there, so just
we'll have to just lament that you did not get to meet Richard Chad.
Yeah, Richard Chad, the ex-collegiate guy, really good at throwing stuff and in hit just for the thrill of the kill. Yeah, Assassins allows you to do a wide range of characters. We will introduce everybody as we go along. But a quick reminder, this is for Onyx Path Con, and none of us actually played this. Craig and I have played Trinity Continuum, so we have a rough idea of the game system. I've played Scion, which also uses story path, so a little bit of rule of cool and flying by the seat of our pants, which honestly feels appropriate for a bunch of assassins. So when we pick up, we have a crew of assassins who come from a variety of different societies, different organizations, and you all have received within the past 48 hours a letter, as all contracts are delivered either at your swanky suite at a assassins only hotel, or if you're more of a field operative, may have been delivered via dead drop, and it effectively says drop what you're doing, stop all this shit. We have a very lucrative opportunity. The service, which is the kind of interstitial service that assists all the different societies, provides weapons, gear, transportation, and all the normal kind of favor stuff that you would expect assassins might need. If you've seen John Wick, these are the people who show up and get paid in gold coins. They got guns, they got hotels, they got cleaning services, and they've got doctors. Basically, the service has reported that a anathema society, a society that has basically broken all the codes and all the rules and therefore is no longer available for service, that has been quiet and underground for a while, has been located, and they are recruiting, they're getting up to trouble again, and they need to be removed. Up until now, they've been hard to track and hard to figure out where they're set up at. Well, we discovered the reason. They are in an underground train line. And by underground, I don't mean just like, hey, it's underneath the city. We are talking, it is a legitimate mile beneath the Earth's surface. It is deep under there. The service, with help from some of the other societies, have located not necessarily dead drops, but base stations where supplies are fed down to the train. The name of the society that they're that we're chasing down, by the way, is named the Crypt Corps. Amanda rolling her eyes already. I love it. They are known for being, whereas like the Cult of Leonidas is very traditional and very Assassin's Creed assassins, or the Daughters of the Jacobian, are a little bit more politically motivated, or Assassins of the Signal are ragtag badasses who are doing things to help the common man, I guess would be a good way of putting it. The Crypt Society, the Crypt Corps were bleeding edge future tech groups that really wanted to take over the world, not in a like governmental way, just they wanted to control all the governments as such, and because of their interest in interacting with the daylight side of the world. Obviously, the service and the rest of the societies couldn't have that. So, yeah, they've been located in this ridiculous train underground. The schematics that you have are legitimately a quick sketch and maybe a couple photographs of what they understand the train to look like, which is effectively a 3-deck tall train, and it's about a half-mile long. The actual train itself is doing long, wide laps across the American continents, north and south. So big, long path, and that's been some of the reason why they've been so hard to track, because they're crossing huge amounts of distance way underground. So you all need to get on board this track and destabilize the crypt core. Now, individually, all of you are like, yeah, hey, sweet, that's a good paying job. Your societies, however, have addended to the bottom of your little letters, probably in, everything was a nice typewriter print letter, and then in the bottom is, marker or red pen or some other addendum noting things that you all can benefit from. The big ones, there is a huge database that the Crypt Core used to maintain and keep track of various blackmail used against or for politicians. There is a enormous gallery of stolen art as well as ancient relics, some of which have supposedly supernatural aspects that the Crypt Core are researching to try and unlock ancient super science, if that makes sense. And then, of course, the general idea that they're a bunch of assholes who want to take over the world. 2 names are on the list. The head of Crypt Core, effectively, a Kralian Shade and a Yarius Pain. Because, damn it, if your name is the Crypt Core, you need to take on some appropriate names. They are effectively the heads of the Crypt Core, and while they have agents throughout the world, you take cut the head off. This isn't Hydra. It should die. All right, I've spent literally 9 minutes giving background. Let's actually get into this bullshit. So there are, at this point, a couple known drop points for the train. So one could infiltrate in through those. And also there's the question of whether or not you all coordinate. I will mention, just because it's fun and I like a little bit of inter-party drama, Thanatos, your note mentions the gallery and the things that can be collected from there, but also mentions that you will also be expected to keep an eye on Violet.
What now?
Which and I would imagine if the whole group of you are not getting together as a group to infiltrate, and we can just rely on the idea that you all know each other and are able to coordinate and already get along in some way, form, or fashion, or you all are dropping in silently and we have a bit of a race to get the kill. I'm up for either way, and at the end of the day, as long as somebody's dead, you're getting paid. So,
I mean,
I
sorry, go ahead.
I kind of like the race of, like, we've all gotten in and now it's kind of go from 0 to smoking aces in like 3.5 seconds.
If there was a race, Violet would be like, okay, I'm just gonna take one quick break over here in this train with all the stuff in it. I'll be right with you guys. And then I would just disappear.
Yeah, we go ahead. Perfect.
Since we're both from the same society, I don't know if they're working at odds, but if you guys are okay teaming up against Leonidas. So that's fine. Well, then I can burn through this.
And at the end of the day, for all of you, nobody wants to keep these people alive, so we don't have anything necessarily at odds with each other.
Like, I'm Leonidas too. I want those relics. So.
Right. And they. I'm assuming this is a conversation in a coffee shop somewhere.
Sure,
Yes.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm not a relic hunter. I'm a weapon in the arsenal of the Leonidas Society. So if you want to get the relics, that's totally fine with me, and I'll handle the targets.
I'm more than happy to help with targets, but
Sure.
bringing those pieces back are imperative to me.
And I am 100% prepared to support you in that.
Aww.
Oh, shake hands.
Right. So then I look over to Chris and Brenna. Are you two at the same cafe in this conversation, or are you guys communicating separately? This is 100% narrative. There's no right or wrong.
I think that I get a like a report from my I'm going to use the word peons here.
Sure.
Like I get the letter, and then immediately it's like, find out who else is on this job, give me the rundown, and start prepping some poisons. And like 3 hours later, I'm out the door and ready for this job.
I love it. You're reporting this from like the private jet kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get more into what everybody's characters are in a bit. Don't worry, folks. So, meanwhile, Brenna.
You guys get a text message with a smoochie face. That's it.
It's just like, I heard we're on the same job. Emojis.
How do I even...
Oh God.
I'll bring Granny a scone from the cafe.
Right, yeah. Okay, cool. So underground train. Get
Freight train speed or bullet train speed?
Yes. Bullet train,
Okay.
absolutely, like supersonic. Yeah. Because that was the thing I was going to ask. What is your general approach? You don't need to tell me your plan, right? What is your general approach for your assassin to get onto this train?
Thanatos would be perfectly happy getting sealed inside a cargo container and being loaded by, the longshoreman or whatever.
Sure.
Mhm.
And you'd messaged me, so I already knew that one. Does that specific edge take away any rolls, or does it? What was the perk to it?
Yeah, when I have done that, this is the ascetic lifestyle. I can resist hunger, thirst. I can go twice as long without food or water. But the drawback is I'm ill at ease in a world of luxury when benefiting from this edge, and for a full day after, I suffer a complication to social actions based on politeness and etiquette.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. Does Thanatos and Miss Thorn, that's the right name, Thorn, right? No, Sharp. Do the two of you coordinate something, or is it a shake hands at the coffee shop, I'll see you on the train kind of thing?
I guess because I think that that Violet would be most comfortable just lying her way on. Basically, I'm supposed to be here. I'm helping. I'm staff. I'm whatever.
Okay.
So if I might be the person who helps load Thanatos on.
Gotcha.
Little
So
box.
the infiltration side of things. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Granny Hemlock is here for a important business meeting and opportunity to present to the folks of the society.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have blending in with the staff versus putting on a false face. And okay, cool. Brenna, thoughts?
Probably similar to Granny Hemlock. Just she's supposed to be here. She's got an appointment.
Okay.
And don't question me.
Sure. Do you have the
You're
clipboard?
beyond.
Do you have the skill trick? There's like a command Amanda and I were looking at. It's a terrific one. It's like, no, I'm supposed to be here, and you add your command to stealth rolls.
Dude. I thought that Brenna was literally about to pull out a clipboard. I was about to clap. Dedication. Close enough.
Close enough. We'll call it good. Okay, cool. That's just the narrative thing. In terms of where and how effective you are in getting in to this, Craig, I need a some form of stamina rolls. I need a roll to see how well you deal with the loading and unloading portion of this, being sealed in to what turn out to be fairly airtight, weatherproof containers. I imagine, I can go a long time without, food or water is a thing, but probably got some like air canister, scuba tank kind of thing. So you can actually breathe or something similar.
Call it integrity stamina.
Oh, I like that. And just that calm mind thing. Okay,
or just meditating, like he's meditating until the door gets open.
Gotcha. So this is a difficulty 1. This is a fairly simple thing, but there is a 2-point complication of if things go wrong, or actually just from getting out of there, where you're going to be disoriented physically, because this is a little bit more than just I don't need food or drink. This is cramped. I'm thinking of the Promotions 11, the guy being packed into the money case. And a reminder for all my players, as you can see on Roll20, we are starting with 5 momentum, because we have 5 players. And momentum can be used to get additional die after. No problem. So that's both the success and I imagine, or the difficulty and the. Except that's might, not stamina. Is your stamina also 5? No, oh wait, hang on.
4.
I didn't scroll down. Okay, perfect. It's still 3. So that is the success and the complication. Now I do have to ask: do you pay off the complication, or do you?
I'll pay off the complication.
Cool. All right. Oh, technically that is only 2. Wait, what's the 1 enhancement from? I guess I should ask.
It comes with the ascetic lifestyle to
perfect.
resist the effects of hunger and thirst and deprivation.
Perfect. No, that's absolutely okay. Cool. So, no problem. Then I need some form of rolls from the other 3 of you to blend into your chosen methods, specifically the appointment squad. If the 2 of you want to kind of put your heads together in some way to teamwork this up, you're there together or something like that. That can be done as well. Let me know what you're planning to roll, and then we'll figure out from there.
Manipulation and persuasion. And I have the where a smile gets you skill trick, which gives me 2 enhancement to swindle or trick someone.
Gotcha. Do you need to spend momentum to use that skill trick? Okay.
Once per scene.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually how it ends up working out, is either it's a limited use or something like that. Okay, cool. And Brenna, you working together on this? So you guys, because the idea is if you work together, you get the benefits, but if you fuck up, then...
So my approach is going to be more abrasive. I was actually thinking of using. Are we limited in how often we can use our gifts?
It depends on how it's written. So like in that particular skill trick, it requires it's once per thing. Some gifts are always on. Excuse me,
Okay.
what are they called here? Masteries. Assassin masteries are always on. They're during certain phases. Sometimes they require you to spend inspiration. So it depends on which one, what it is doing, I guess is the real question. Which one are we looking at?
So, I was thinking of using that Circe mastery in the form of telling people to leave me alone and not to take up my space. Like, oh, this car here, it's mine.
Right. So notably, I believe because that is a preparation and momentary one. Da, 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 da. I don't believe, double checking, it doesn't call for a cost. Making sure I'm reading over this because it's the first time we've played this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yes, it does not have a specific cost. So yeah, that's just a +2 enhancement that you have.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, so it sounds like the two of you are not like, oh yeah, we're from the same group or anything like that. So yeah,
Nope.
you guys can roll separately. Same thing. Same thing where you just need to roll down. In this case, for both of you getting onto this train, it is a higher difficulty. It is just it is difficulty 2. There is the one complication of one dot complication wherein somebody thinks you're a little suspicious. So don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. And yeah, like to introduce my character a little bit.
Yep.
Granny Hemlock is a like mid-60s, like absolute like power suit fashionable woman. She is CEO of a giant fashion company, and sort of was recruited to become an assassin because she was famous but not famous, not too famous, essentially. That she'd have the right kind of sort of societal connections and stuff like that, and she could get into places without drawing all of the paparazzi all the time and stuff like that.
So to ask the question, was it, oh yeah, she started in daylight and then got involved helping assassins and then delved
Started in shadow, because
okay.
the fashion house that she inherited from her father was like already like mafia tied and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, started with the criminal heiress path. So
Oh, okay, cool.
but yeah, but she's like, she has this sort of disarming, like sweet sort of thing. I based the character on Martha Stewart and Mom from Futurama. So
yes, yeah. No problem.
yeah.
So yeah, that's 4 successes, which handles the difficulty and the complication, and you have an additional success that you can put towards helping and assisting others in a similar related thing. So in this case, you could decide to help Brenna, or if that's not Granny's thing, to help out another assassin, we can put it in the momentum pool.
Yeah, I can buy a success for.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we add that as an enhancement to Brenna's role to tell people to
like pulls
fuck
out some she's like pulls out some cookies and she's distracting a couple extra guys. It's like,
which
you all seem like such nice boys, like
They're all poisoned.
and sharply dressed.
Right.
Not yet.
Not yet, they aren't.
It's at the bottom of the bag, and it's like this big, like
shoulder bag.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's her company, but like a gigantic fucking $1,000 Chanel bag sort of thing.
Love it.
So it's like a tin of butter cookies.
Yep.
And it doesn't have thread supplies in it. Cool. Yeah. So Brenna, you can go ahead and roll, and you'll add an additional enhancement.
Cool. So Pike is dressed sharply. Not high fashion, just more business. She's got dark curly hair. It's pulled back in a loose bun. And she was a former corporate lawyer who switched to pro bono work, taking on big pharma, and then to assassin work. So fun.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally, Okay. Let's see here. Guessing it would be presence. Okay, and then it's just 3 enhancements then.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Should be plenty.
He had a crisis of ethics in the pharmaceutical industry and went to a more ethical career.
Right.
Yeah. I thought my command was higher. That's weird.
Is that one that you had to bump down because you gave yourself extra skills?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, that's fine. Okay, sorry. I will be less slow. Okay. 3 enhancements. Just roll that.
Cool, no problem. And actually, yeah, I guess that comes around to Amanda. How are you infiltrating as staff? So actually, because I realize we're all doing this in a little void here, the station that you all have kind of been alerted to by the service looks like a rundown warehouse. There's not a bunch of lights on. This is not a rail station or anything like that, with an enormous pit that drops down into it, and you're seeing these heavy duty, like Tony Stark-esque drones that are clamping onto big crates, and that drop down into it. And there's a like yawning pit vibe to this thing. It just goes down into utter darkness. There's no lights or anything like that. And then you have staff, well, a lot of security walking around in very classic evil bad guy black suits, tack gear, and then interspersed among them, and the ones that the two of you so far have talked to look like they're in kind of late Victorian suits, down to like having tails and stuff like that. It has a very black, white, monochrome aesthetic. I mean, they're definitely the bad guys, but these ones don't carry guns. So those are the two that you are talking to. I bring that up because, Amanda, what are you dressing and making yourself look like?
I think that I would have done a little bit of, research before I came here to figure out what, I guess, loaders or people who would move things, what they would look like.
Gotcha. Yeah, because
she would be.
That is the trick, because there are no loaders. They're all drones, right? It's all.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I didn't realize that there were no. Okay, then I think I would be dressed. I would just go very simple. I would do just like a normal, following their same aesthetic with the black and white. Everything looks very monochrome.
Don't you have a big sniper rifle anyways? So
right, that's what I was asking.
I imagined that my sniper rifle would be packed in with our friend Thanatos.
Oh, okay. And this is where we get into our dramatic editing. So Thanatos, you've got this crate that you're fitting into, which it's a little snug for you, but there's some additional space. And are we okay with Thanatos basically being the mule and having all the supplies tucked in with you, and getting everybody's gear in and past any kind of security, or at least down to the security that's going to be opening up cargo containers?
And Thanatos would roll his eyes a little bit at the reliance on tools, but I mean, he understands that people sometimes need crutches, so yeah, letting that sniper rifle in would be fine.
So noted. Yes, allowing people to take stuff down, but they have to deal with some derision first.
I love the idea of like Thanatos getting in the box and then like me just like slapping the sniper rifle on and packing it in. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I would dress in a way that wouldn't be overly conspicuous.
Well, specifically, are you dressing like the guards with guns, or the staff who look like they have they're meant to be seen, and are the Victorian like suits, or like the ladies have very like very London court kind of vibe?
I think I would dress in the suit in the lady dress, I guess, equivalent.
Yeah.
And I would attempt to basically imply that the crate is intended for the meeting that Granny is going to have with the higher ups today. And it's really imperative we move this as soon as possible.
Cool. Yeah. So let's get a roll there.
I'm going to do persuasion and manipulation. I also have skilled liar, which gives me 2 enhancement.
Is manipulation a skill? Oh, okay, cool. Sure. Yes, absolutely. And so, yeah, you'll add the enhancement bonus in there. Stupid Chronicles of Darkness having presence and manipulation as attributes.
3.
Cool. Yeah. No problem. So similar thing. You all are dealing with 3, more or less for this. So yeah, there's definitely some like, I don't recognize you. You're not one of the regular folks, and yeah, you kind of blend it. No. I'm not one of the regular folks. I'm totally part of the group though, and this is a special crate that you're making sure gets down and loaded. And from the interactions that all of you are getting, well, except for Thanatos, who's stuck in a crate. This is
Those
very
should be
right.
placed in a crate.
That's true. It's a very, this is above my pay level. I don't care. Most of the guards here feel like they're local toughs. They're hired thugs who probably don't know anything about the crypt core itself. They're just been told to guard the stuff that shows up here and make sure nobody causes trouble. So, yeah, you all kind of pass that initial muster to get in. We watch as Thanatos is inside the little crate, and here's the big clank as the drone grabs hold of it. And it is definitely not a passenger ride. So there's some bracing yourself on the inside and, shifting around as this thing just drops into the pit. Notably, you have that sensation of, oh, we're moving. And we're falling, and the vibrations from the drone, and it's just stop, and you just have this falling feeling, the little bit of weightlessness as you just fall, and then it just keeps going. You're dropping a mile beneath the surface, and then all of a sudden you're shoved to the bottom as the jets kind of kick on. And what's your stamina?
4.
4. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're not even going to roll for that, but it's just unpleasant. And, but for Cult of Leonidas, yeah, it's just part of the job, whatever. And outside the container, you can hear the rushing of the drone moving and catching up and matching speed to this train. And then you are dropped into something. You hear a big like clang as you just hit decking or something. For the other 3, you similarly have a drone ride, though these are a little bit more passenger oriented. They're open topped, basically like jump seats. They're not pleasant. They're probably a little bit terrifying considering it's just a huge drop. No, there's no seat belts. So you just grab a support and just hang on, dropping down into this utter darkness, lit, at least for you all, by a little bit of engine light from these drones. And as you come down into this open tunnel, you can see this train lit mostly by drone engines and some other stuff floating about, and it is maglev and just kind of flying, and you're catching up, which you get a little bit of the, well, especially Granny, the face.
There's a lot to flop around.
And it is far from what is it, dignified, but hey, all right, this is this is just how it is. And you can see crates being dropped off ahead of you, falling into a rear train car, while you accelerate past that and slowly lower down. Now, of course, slowly lowering down, that part is slow. The forward momentum is still ridiculous. And once you're inside, kind of matching speed, and it lands, you are surrounded by more guards. These ones are not carrying AK-47s and submachine guns. No, these guns light up and they glow. And the room itself, though, compared to up above or in the train car behind you, this is the upper deck, and it is opulent and gorgeous, and it's got hardwood floors. And Granny, you feel at home. This is good. And so you have an array of guards, enough that it's not like you've been surrounded and this is an ambush, but enough that it's like, yes, they have a thorough security force. So we're going to switch over to Thanatos, who, you've been dropped off, and you can feel the hum of the train beneath you, and that's it.
Okay. I don't know if you want to take a momentum for this, but there's totally a peephole in the cargo crate
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
and Drex, so I would have a look and make sure there's no one standing right in front of the crate.
Looking out, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of dim in here, which does kind of, okay, the lights are off. So you're not sure what's around you, but the lights are off, so you have, maybe privacy.
Well, if there's another human in the cargo area with the lights off, I'm pretty sure either they're a worthy foe or there's nobody else there. So
That's
I'll
true.
open up the crate.
Okay. So you pop out, and there's some mechanisms that you guys have set up so it can be open from the inside, and pop out.
And the steam rolls out, and you see this hunched, big, muscular figure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we haven't talked about what you look like. Yeah.
Covered with like head and neck and shoulders, all with swirly tattoo patterns in a Greco sort of style. And slowly extends his arms and gives a good stretch and cracks his neck, and then gets to a seat and steps up.
Do we have a very a contortionist kind of vibe that that's how tight and small, and then then opening up? Yeah, it's like
yeah, definitely.
He just keeps getting taller and wider and bigger, and it's like, what the hell? Cool. Yeah,
he's muscular but not beefy.
That's true. Right. But yeah, looking around, it's a bunch of other cargo. You're really cramped in here, and some of them are stacked on top of each other. But yeah, it is dark, notably from your viewpoint. And again, it's dark, but you have that sense. Well, actually, I guess you might be able to see through the opening up top and realize that you are, for this being a 3-deck train, this is just a large warehouse on the end, and you're down on this bottom level, and you can see like the limbed outline of a door ahead of you, and then maybe some like cargo netting and stuff like that where things are. But clearly, you're in the warehouse storeroom of a stuff without digging into it.
So the sniper rifle case has a shoulder strap, so he'll just sort of sling that and make his way towards the door.
So nice of you to actually get her stuff for her. Cool. So upstairs, Amanda, Violet is taken away, and just like, what do we say? Yeah, we'll say greeted by somebody who looks like they're in charge. Let's see here. Pull up the right character sheet. She's actually, stat-wise, and just because we have a handy comparison, looks similar to Thanatos. Muscular, powerful build. This is a fighter, and holds herself with that kind of I'm in charge because I'm bigger vibe. And she kind of looks you up and down, and like starts scrolling through like high-tech data pad thing. Who are you?
I am just gonna go with my normal name, Amanda. I'm actually here to transport some goods that Granny needed for her meeting today.
Just to clarify, Chris, are we going by Granny, or do we have a different name?
All I've heard is Granny. So
right?
far,
No, I know
so
you're fine. That's because this is something.
Her actual name is Charlotte De Silva.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fine.
Miss De Silva.
Yeah.
Miss De Silva.
She
Although
kind of.
I'm still thinking Granny in my head.
Sure. She looks from the data pad to that, and then looks over to Miss De Silva, and Pike.
It was like very much playing up like, wow, that was a lot. Would one of you boys give me a hand?
getting helped out of the thing.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect. I love that. And so she looks over, and you can definitely, you get that I don't get paid enough. This is over my head. I don't care. And says, all right, stay with her. As she continues to look through, like, from your angle, you can see faces and IDs and information and stuff like that of staff that are supposed to be here. And you're definitely getting the vibe of she doesn't believe you. So we can get a roll here to kind of blend in and kind of play it off. Oh yeah, of course I'm not on. I'm a new hire, or something like that.
And I'd be very pleasant with her too. Like, I wouldn't be sassy or anything. I could do the persuasion and manipulation. Like I said, I always have skilled liar, but I also have where a smile gets you skill trick to use with it too. I don't want to use it yet, but
I mean, tell me what it does. I don't know.
It gives me +2 enhancement on a swindler trick. For basically trying to sweet talk people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that applies. And this is going to be difficulty 1 with a complication of 4. We're in Jesus. Sure. So yeah, 8 successes. Well, excuse me, 4 successes plus 4 enhancement. And so she kind of looks at you and looks over to Miss De Silva and, okay, don't get in the way. You get a definite vibe of, if you're with her, why are you wearing our kind of stuff? Never mind. I don't care. She is not happy. And you see more of why as she walks over to De Silva and probably Pike, and says, I don't have either of you on our itineraries.
Really? Well, we just made plans for the meeting yesterday, so it's possible it wouldn't have gotten updated to you.
I'm on a phone, and it takes me a second to even look at her. Like, really?
Do you have
What's
reception?
This all about?
I love it. Actually, yeah. So, yeah, I think we're gonna need some kind of social roles, and then we can figure out what the narrative, what you actually say is. Notably, do you name drop who you were meeting with? For you all, in case you've forgotten.
I don't remember. Pain and Shadow and
Urius Pain and Kralian Shade are the 2 heads.
We're rolling first here, or
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna use the same roll I did last time. Can I use my gift again, or is that?
Yeah. Yeah, unless it tells you that you have to spend inspiration or momentum on it.
Yeah. Not
cool.
that I know.
All right. That's a 3. So with the difficulty, difficulty of 1, complication of 4. So that would technically get through the difficulty, and she would leave you alone. But the difficulty, the complication 4 is that suspicion thing. So you may need to spend some momentum, and get some additional die in there.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
So you tell me how much momentum you want to spend, and that's how many additional die that you roll.
What are you guys cool with?
Whatever.
Yeah, you can at max roll half of the available, rounded up, so 2.5.
3.
So 3.
Can I use 2?
Sure.
Okay. I think I should do a generic roll then.
Yeah. Just 2d10. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Rigged. Rolls 2 dice, gets 2 successes. Cool. So we'll put 1 momentum back in the pool. Or do you assist Granny?
I'll be fine.
Let's see. So I needed, how many extra did I need?
2. Well, actually,
2.
You
hang
have
on.
one extra right now.
Oh, I'll put it towards helping Granny. As Pike is just like, she had sort of been ignoring this lady. Like, she's like, she can't believe that she's being questioned and interrupted right now. And she's just like, I have an appointment with Kralian Shade. Who are you?
I like it. Also, I realize I'm bad at math. 1 difficulty, 4 complication. That's 5 total. So that's 5 there. So yeah, no extra momentum going into the pool. Okay, but yes, yeah. She looks and she's like, fine, whatever, and moving over to.
What was your name?
I love
Excuse
the implied threat there. You've now brought yourself to my attention.
Right,
It's not
yeah.
going to be pleasant.
Down.
Aligning and calculating how do I ruin. Excuse me. I'm about to ruin this person's career. Yeah, but no, this is. Yeah, I guess you just give you the name. Yeah, she's Vosis Bane. You know, I realize I keep giving these names. How about I put them where you all can see them? There we go. But yeah, she's Vosis Bane. Oh, and Chris, no problem, 6. Yeah, you really did need help. That we definitely
be
have 1 extra momentum that we can put back.
Yeah, she just straight up lying through her teeth. Her entire persona is just this like sweet, oh dear, it's probably fine. They just didn't give you the most updated schedule. I have a meeting with Mr. Yaria, so it'll be fine. It's about a
A thing.
rather substantial donation towards the movement.
Okay. Got it. That's true. She does have the money. All right.
And
Cool.
Miss Payne, time is a limited commodity, so don't waste hours.
To which she does respond, time is a limited quantity to some people. And like moves away. She's done her little inspection. Meanwhile, down on the 3rd deck, Thanatos moving way towards the door. And just, the classic like peeking in kind of thing. What is your approach? Because we can kind of shift out of our moment by moment play here. What is your approach for moving forward, and what is your goal?
The goal is to. He's looking to get out of the cargo area and get into where there's people, because he knows that he's got allies on the train. He's trying to find them.
So specifically, less about people and more about your team.
Yeah, getting to where my folks are.
Okay, cool.
But if I happen to spot a target of opportunity on the way, Thanatos is not about taking advantage of that.
Right. So speaking of those targets of opportunity, are you talking about literally the assassination targets, or is this more of a, hey, you work here and I'm going to hitman you, knock you out, take your suit?
That's more of a, he's not interested in killing guards. So he will if he has to, or I think it's more advantageous, but it's going to be more of a, like, you do not need to die today.
Sure.
Sort of approach.
Right. And that's what I was saying. You just the whole choke them out, knock them unconscious kind of thing. But specifically, I guess that's fine. So yeah, give me a roll for you moving forward, and then we'll figure out what happens.
Sure. He's pretty straightforward, so I'm kind of thinking close. Move forward. He's not really trying to be stealthy or anything. He's just sort of walking out. This is definitely not somebody you don't want to mess with. So I'm kind of thinking close combat presence.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a threat, and you don't want to fuck with me. Okay, so that's a difficulty of 1, especially for the staff that you're about to meet. There is a fairly large complication.
It rolled
It's totally
Ignore that
fine.
roll.
That is the wrong roll anyway. So yeah, if you need to re-roll. But yes, so difficulty of 1, again, a big complication of 4. Basically, if you don't actually get these people cowed, somebody's actually going to have the balls to go pull an alarm or something like that.
Sure, and I'm totally prepared to go to fisticuffs if they look like they're going to take too much of an interest. 1.
Ugh.
Guess we're going to fight.
Okay. Right. So the difficulty of 1 gets you basically through this. The idea is after you've gone, somebody goes and rings an alarm. Now that said, for everybody on the train, nothing seems to happen. Thanatos, you make your way in through that forward space, and compared to the upper level, which is opulent and open and stuff like that, this feels more like being on a naval ship. It's small, it's cramped, people are passing each other.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And this is definitely but you can tell this is not just storage. This is also the engineering and all the other stuff that makes this place go, right?
Right.
So you move past, there's people, engineers in the classic orange and yellow jumpsuits. They're working through stuff. They look at you and they immediately look away. I didn't see anything. But somewhere in there was somebody who said, yeah, I didn't see anything, but now I did. And goes off to alert a supervisor or something like that. On your end, meta-wise, we know that in character, nobody has any idea that anything has happened. But you make your way to wouldn't be stairs. What is it? A ladder, and make your way up into the second level, which is not as opulent, but it's like, oh, this is actual like passenger kind of space, and
these are salaried employees rather than the hourly employees,
right? Yeah. And notably, actually, you come up and find yourself in a currently empty cafeteria.
Okay. Stop to just grab a bite of something as I'm moving through.
Sure. Rummage in the kitchen. Okay, I like that.
Not spending any time. Just if there's something convenient, I'll just grab a mouthful or whatever and stuff it in and keep on going.
Is it empty or is it abandoned?
It is empty.
Oh, okay.
Did I say abandoned?
No, I was curious though. If it was like, everyone get out of the kitchen, like you're about to walk into a boss fight sort of situation, like that sort of aura, right?
Oh, that's good.
The martial arts movie, you go to the bathroom and come out and the tea house is suddenly empty.
It's like, yeah. Sorry.
A sandwich in one hand while fending off ambush.
Cool. And so that moves us from this initial approach of how you all are getting through. Thanatos is kind of trailing behind, and actually being in that middle deck, kind of beneath you all. Not that he has any track of the rest of you. Our top level team are escorted forward. You guys are clearly under guard, which, as Chris nodded, it makes sense. And you make your way forward through from the initial arrival space and cross into another train car, which is set up. Hang on here. This appears to be a kind of communication center or tracking or something like that. You've got computer monitors. You've got people sitting at, at computer terminals and stuff like that. Though as soon as you all walk in, all the screens turn black. And they escort you through, and you can hear stuff turn back on as you make your way through. And in the third car, you find yourself for Violet Sharp. This is the gallery. Notably, this takes up 2 levels. So you have this first level that you're on, which is kind of this mezzanine open, and you have the walls lined with curio cabinets ranging from modern art to ancient artifacts. There is a definite macabre and necromantic kind of occultism, yes, vibes to it. The mezzanine looks down onto a lower level that has some, would be the middle level, has some larger decorations and art, and some of which is tall enough to reach up into that third level. So this is definitely it's a showpiece, 100%. It's got flashy shit. It's got a show of power, and notably, one of your targets. All of you definitely got the little profile and straight on headshots of Yarius Payne, boop, 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 who, for being a like well-known troublemaker and is dressed fairly casually, and is okay, this is why we dress in Victorian shit, because this guy clearly has a vibe. Now his stuff leans a little bit more towards mad scientist or even Nikola Tesla kind of vibes. His eyes are a little bit sunken. He has a hasn't seen daylight in forever kind of look to him. Let's see here. But overall, especially compared to most of you, it's physically scrawny looking guy. This is not a combatant, and is sitting at a plush, wingback chair, and is sipping at tea when the two of you approach with, I imagine, and Violet Sharp is following up in the rear, kind of looking like your staff. And he sets the cup down and looks over to Bane, and who are these?
Charlotte had said that this was her meeting, so
Mhm.
she's gonna take the lead and
Absolutely.
step on up and just very much just lying through her fucking teeth again.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, we set up this meeting. I was told that you'd be able to show me the gallery, and perhaps we can arrange for some donations of pieces of mine and things like that, and other donations to the cause.
Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm sorry. Sets the cup down, on the little side table, and stands up and adjusts his suit properly, and very courtly bow, taking your hand.
Like holds her hand out, like
right, yeah,
like
100%. Which I will let you know gives you an enhancement to further social bullshit. Or actually, I guess in this social bullshit. And yeah, go ahead and give me a roll for that. And
an extra enhance.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I know this is gonna be dumb, but that's fine. And turns and nodding to Bane says, "Can you ensure that Kralian will come and speak with us?" Bane kind of Jesus 11. Now this is one thing I do appreciate. You can get a momentum from the excess.
There's like stunts and things, right?
That's true. If you have stunts that you want to spend this on, absolutely, please do.
Are there just like a generic list of stunts?
Generally speaking, it's the skill tricks will let you buy certain stunts. Edges will let you buy certain stunts. Otherwise, it's give an enhancement to somebody else or yourself to a different skill. Or the momentum one. So getting huge piles doesn't.
Sure. Can I tack in have the eye for vice empathy skill trick?
Mm-hmm.
Which just says in interacting with someone, you learn their vice, and then can add your empathy to leverage it against them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. This guy's vice is 100% pride.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if Greek, wow, Egyptian pharaoh kind of look upon my wonders. Yeah,
for sure. A little bit of Ozymandias.
100%.
Yeah. Cool. So she just is like, she's fawning over the collection, and she's keeping his attention, and stuff like that. And
Okay, cool. Okay, so I will give you this. Do you attempt to distract him from your two associates?
Yeah,
in
I
doing
want
this?
I want his full attention to be on me, like to the point where, like, convince him that we don't need like all these guards here and stuff.
Gotcha. So offhandedly, he does say, "Oh no, the guards are here for your protection."
Well, yeah, very well, very well.
And you immediately, especially talking about the wanting to see the gallery, and hey, we'll give you money. Yeah, sure. Let me show you what we've got. And turns and meta-wise, I will let you all know he's kind of stalling as well, waiting for Kraelian Shade to show up. So, but that does leave the other two of you kind of free for the moment, at least within this room, because there are definitely guards posted on the doors.
How many guards are there? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, there's 2 guards at each doorway, and between this level, which does have opulent, lovely spiral stairs that lead down, so you can 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah,
8 guards.
Mm-hmm.
All I want to do really is, besides kind of take note of entries, exits, any kind of thing that could be helpful. I also want to kind of glance around at all the relics around us and kind of figure out what would be the most impactful or important
I
one to
leave
grab.
with one thing. What'll it be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give me some kind of roll for that. Humanities would be kind of appropriate. Culture might be. Yeah. What you got?
Okay. I've got, let's see, humanities and could I do I don't think cunning would really work. Would cunning?
Why not? Sure.
Okay, let's try that then. I've also got, sorry, I'm on push talk. I was trying to see if there was anything else that I might have as far as skill tricks or edges that might assist, but I do have everything in context, which it's supposed to be more like if you're looking at a puzzle, you can figure it out. But I figure it might be kind of applicable here because
you're
I'm
looking at everything and trying to figure out the one. I'm okay with that. And again, it's one shot. Who cares?
Okay. It says I can add my humanities. So if that's the case, can I not have already rolled my humanities, or do I roll it on top of it?
No, you would add it as enhancement.
Okay. Just making sure.
Cool. 5. Yeah. I guess I should have given a difficulty, but in this case, no particular complications. Well, actually, I guess it'd probably have 1 or 2 from like, hey, you're casing the joint, kind of look. But with 5 successes, I don't think we're gonna stress about that. So yeah, you do a little wander through, and with Yarius being distracted over this way, and of course he's talking about the history of this thing or that thing. You'll basically have an hour to kind of case this joint while he's
That's great.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you locate quite a few different things and kind of wang him in back of your head. And especially considering you have excess successes, it's like, well, I have like a top 5 list. Like, I want this one, but if I can grab these others, or I'm forced to, yeah. And you've kind of got a list of things to grab, and notably have an idea of what immediate security you'd have to get past to get to them. Now obviously, if there's security systems, alarms that might go off, that's a whole other thing, but to smash and grab, you could at least get that. What about Brenna? What is Pike doing for this hour where all of a sudden you have minimal supervision?
He's sizing everyone up. So that just be like an empathy roll. I'm trying to think of a good like perception or.
I mean, if you're talking about can I take him in a fight, close combat is appropriate.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is 100% one of those games where if you're doing stuff related to what you're good at, a lot of times the skills that you have a bunch of bunch of dots
so
for.
can I use my specialty here for the weaponry I use to gauge whether it would be effective against these guys?
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. So now hang on. What's the specialty from and what are you rolling?
The specialty would be from close combat.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to use it on a close combat roll.
Yeah, no, just for kind of gauging how effective I am as a okay. I've also got keen sense, which gives me a +1
Which sense did you pick? Eyes,
sight.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so let's see here. And would this be what would be a good attribute? Like intellect or
Intellect is the very like brainy knowledge. Cunning is the
cunning?
cunning is kind of the reading people.
Gotcha. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. +1 enhancement. And the specialties add an enhancement, don't they? I forget.
Yes.
Okay. So it's 2 enhancements then.
Gotcha. Yeah. So 3 successes. I don't think there's any particular complications that would go off. Actually, just to make this interesting, that way you guys don't win everything. Yeah, you definitely size everybody up, but we come back to Miss Bain, who was kind of not so sure about you before, and as you're kind of wandering around in Granny is over here getting the tour, and Violet is looking over this stuff. You're eyeing up guards. You're looking at people, and Miss Bain comes over and like kind of alongside you. Her little notepad is not no, notepad. The data pad is gone, and saying, "Are you eyeing up my men?" Bear in mind, of course, some of these men are women, but my guards.
I work in security consultation, so yes, I am. I make some notes in a little tablet or something.
A little pumps up and actually, yeah, because Pike doesn't have like a big buff figure, right?
Lean muscle.
Okay,
That's kind of how I imagined.
Yeah, so especially with the suit, probably not immediately evident, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks at you and goes, "What do you know about security?"
I work with professionals all the time. So I'm getting an idea of how effective you and your team are to put together a report, on whether or not my clients' valuables really seriously have a place here. Any other questions? I'm sorry for being so bitchy.
Oh no, it's great.
It's good.
No, I'm just thinking of how Bane responds to this. Yeah. She nods, she smiles, and goes, "Okay, I understand." And kind of walks away from you, and definitely has like this look of, "Okay, I'll see about that." And she pulls that data pad out, types some stuff, and nods, and smiles and waves. Thanatos, coming up through that cafeteria, grabbing like clearly food that is being set out, and actually considering your timing, that's probably about to be cooked, and heated up. So your bite of like cold pizza, it's about to be reheated under something like that, and making your way up or forward.
I'm thinking not too much farther up because I might serve as a good distraction for the other team. So I'll start heading forward.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as you move forward, this is the first time that you actually come across guards. Not currently guarding things. I imagine you step into what is a break room, and you have guards with, their coats off, the bulletproof, vests are on the ground. A couple of them are playing cards, right? And it's 100% they step into the room and all of them look up. The music suddenly stops. And then there's the mad scramble. Go ahead.
I'm looking for, I got a special order for Kaylee a year. Oh, I don't buy it either. And start swimming.
All right, cool.
Alexa, play Doom soundtrack.
And this is one of the things I love about Trinity Continuum. There's 6 guys in here. They're a mob. You're fighting a mob, and that's it. Now their defense individually is 2, notably because you're catching them with, most of them don't have their armor up. And this is where we get into mixed actions. So if Thanatos, say, wants to fight 6 guys all at once, that's a mixed action. And also, if you want to compose a sonnet at the same time, right? There's you're able to do a number of mixed actions. It's based on your cunning. Let's see here. Action types. Mixed actions. Where's this thing? Because one of the things is, of course, attacking multiple people at once. And I'm struggling to find it. Where is this thing? Complex actions, attitude. Where's combat? Equal to cunning rating. So what is your cunning rating? 2. Okay, so you can take 2 actions at once. So it basically means you're going to take 2 guys at a time. Or 2 actions. So technically, if behave, Chris, if you want, you can, be like, I'm going to punch this one guy and then I'm going to do this other thing. That is up to you. What happens is the difficulty is combined. So in this particular case, to take down 2 guys, or because they're mooks, they're just a mob. Each of them just needs 1 hit, and their defense is 2. So effectively, to take down 2 guys, you need to roll 4 successes. And mixed actions, you calculate what different things you want to do, what die pool that would be, and then you roll the lower of those pools. So punching people, high priority, no big, that's probably, but if you're also trying to do composing a sonnet, that might be the lower, right?
I am going to be using meditative stance if I can have a momentum that allows me to add my integrity to all my defensive rolls.
Oh, okay. If everybody else, any complaints about using momentum? Nope. Oh, great. Boop.
Only 2.
Are you using your sword? Or martial arts or anything like that? At bare minimum, you have an enhancement of 1 because you're melee, weapon, right? And don't you have like some martial arts stuff?
I do. You're right. I totally forgot about that. Okay, precise strike would allow me to ignore 2 points of the target's armor, but they're not wearing armor, so that wouldn't really matter anyway, right?
Technically, yes, they. Well, actually, no, they're not wearing armor. So that doesn't help.
Okay,
but in the future, things that are wearing armor, NPCs just have defense, and if we're like, 2 of that is armor, then it would apply. But yeah, I did bitch that these guys are just shirt sleeves.
Okay, that's fine. Do I hit one of them or do I hit neither of them then?
Correct. So this is the point where because effectively your roll, you have a 2 difficulty here, a 2 difficulty here, any complications, etc. So you're going to allocate your 2 successes to this first guy.
3, because I have an enhancement 1, all weapons, right?
Oh, yeah. All weapons have a minimum enhancement of 1, yes.
Right, so I'll put 3 onto one of the attacks.
Don't even need to do that because the 2 will hit and do damage because it's just a mob.
Okay.
You need to hit. It's like minions from 4th Ed.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, quick punch kick. One guy drops. You have this one extra success that, in your case, you can just roll into your next close combat. So you'll
That's
have an
another,
additional enhancement, right?
Cool.
Unless there are other stunts that you want to spend for
That's
combat.
fine.
Cool. Their turn. You've reduced their numbers from 6 to 5, so they only have a 5 enhancement.
That seems like much.
Yeah. Wait, no. How do I need to do this? Yeah. And then I need over 8. I think I did that right. Okay, 2 successes plus 5. Okay, so now we get into defense. So your defense by default is 1, and then you can make a defense roll using your preferred defense, which I think is stamina. I think was your highest rate.
Yep.
Yeah. So you just need to make a general stamina roll. You do not use skills or anything like that, or do you?
I spent momentum so I can add my integrity into that.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And I don't have an enhancement.
No. Usually defense doesn't.
Oh.
Okay, so that is 2 successes that you add onto.
That's a lot of ones.
Wow. Wait, hang on. Where did you get the +4 from?
Because I had my integrity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you don't use close combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's stamina plus integrity. So if you want to, reroll that real quick.
I thought it was added to.
By default, defense is straight up just you're rolling.
It says add integrity skill as bonus dice to her defensive action.
Right. The defensive action is stamina.
Oh, it's just stamina. Okay.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. So reroll it.
Yeah.
Okay. First time on combat.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, for you, it's just integrity plus stamina. For most people, it's just stamina.
Okay.
A 3 plus the defense that you already have by default, which is 4, versus their 7.
That's 7 and 7.
Wait, what? 7 and 7.
3 plus 4 is 7.
Where's the 4 come from?
You just said you rolled 3 plus your base defense of 4.
Oh, sorry. Plus your base defense is 4.
Yeah. But they got 2 successes?
With their enhancement of 5, so 7.
Oh, 5, so
yeah.
7, okay.
Yes, and just because Chris is a little lost. Yeah, the base defense is 1, and then you do a roll. In this case, it's normally just stamina. Yeah, and you add those. Technically, this is spending those successes on the dodge.
Okay.
Stunt.
I was not confused on the mechanics. I was confused on your word choice.
Yeah, I totally understand. So 4 versus their 7, so they have 3 successes, which does mean that they can do an injury to you. As the stunt, do you have armor?
I do.
Oh, how much soft armor do you have?
I have equipment tab. 2 soft.
Okay, so they have to spend 2 successes to do an injury because of that soft armor, which means that they have so they have 1 success left. Should have written this down a bit better. But yeah, so they have 1 success. So they do an injury to you, which obviously you'll probably want to put on your lower tier. I think it's the first one is bruised.
Bruised, yeah.
Yep. And so considering A, it's bruised, and B, this immediate moment, it's fisticuffs. I'm going to say it's bruised ribs.
Sure.
So that will add a difficulty to, running
Plus 1
around.
to further. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it is very specific. It's not like Chronicles of Darkness wound penalties where it's like, oh, this applies to everything. It's to what's appropriate for that injury. Cool. You can go again.
Okay.
Maybe 6 was a
respond
bit
back.
too many guys.
Well, there's only 5 now.
Oh, that's true. And then you have the 1 enhancement from before plus 1 from your weapon. So 2 enhancement? Yeah.
6.
6. Which lets you drop 3 more guys. Actually, no, at max 2 because of your
Yeah, that's the most I can do.
So
But I can spend the extra to roll it forward.
Or in
Okay.
this case, you could apply it to your defense as a defensive
Oh.
posture.
That sounds good.
Cool. So I'm back to rolling my 5. Perfect. Oh yeah. So they're not even able to land a hand on you.
Yeah, I would have taken another momentum for that to do that, if that's okay. This is
That's
2.
fine. I don't.
But I can put the extras back in, right?
Put 1 back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
that leaves it even. Not 100% sure I'm doing momentum right, but who cares? Yeah, 1 more roll. Cool. So yeah,
This is the rolls I was looking for when I first went into this.
right.
Okay.
And in 3 turns, or I think it's 3 rounds technically, just drop a bunch of guys. Fist flailing, because this is all just your unarmed strike, right? Not using your sword,
That's
and
right.
just drop a whole squad of guys. And I guess nobody wants to take that delivery after all. And you're able to move forward. So that brings us to you outside of the doorway to the lower mezzanine. We'll go ahead and say that some of those guards were from this side of the. Actually, no, they're just on the inside of the mezzanine. There we go. Problem solved.
Okay.
Or gallery. So you have that whole like, okay, what room is in here? And you kind of peek through and you see the back of guards. In the distance, you see Payne walking with Granny.
Oh, I see pain.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing.
Okay.
I have a thing.
Grenade? What?
Oh, I have to actually meet them. I can't just
Yeah.
see them. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Just like, can I have a chance to do something before things pop all the way the fuck off?
But yeah, we absolutely do. As everybody kind of is now staged up. Technically, this would be the approach, where or at least a target has been put in a position where they might die.
Sure. Can I flashback, dramatic edit, whatever it is, to do my pick your poison?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. So this is a medicine 2 roll. Cunning, I think, makes sense.
Sure. Or intellect. Yeah, either one.
Cunning, I think, makes sense.
I can take a hint. So yeah, cunning sounds good. Does it have a specific difficulty that it references?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, perfect. So yeah.
Can I say what the poison is?
Sure.
It's cobra venom.
Sure.
And it's mixed in with a very nice bit of whiskey to like offer to him in a flask as like a thank you so much for showing me this wonderful gallery. I'm sure my pieces would love to stay here and sort of add to your pride and joy here. So I'm trying to leverage his pride vice.
Sure.
And I have the
Like some chalice thing?
I have the poison chalice where I can spend an inspiration to inflict the disarmed condition. I don't know what that does, but it sounds great.
Sure. So inspiration is from you.
Yep. I assume inspiration works like willpower, right? Like you have a number of dots of it and you spend them.
Yep.
And then just like persuading him to have a drink with me.
I like it. Is there do you necessarily need to drink as well with that, or
No, I mean I can offer it to him.
gotcha.
But like the offer is let's have a drink. So I add 3 more dice from my empathy. And I've already lied to get into the situation, but I do have skilled liar, so that'll add 2 enhancement. What is my sort of difficulty and stuff here?
And that's the part I'm trying to figure. Oh, actually, I know exactly what we're going to deal with. So it is a difficulty of 3. Specifically,
Did you look up the disarmed condition? Or
I found a bunch of other conditions, but not disarmed.
Maybe it was with poison chalice. Let me try and see.
In general, conditions give a +2 enhancement, or reduce the cost of buying stunts and stuff. I was doing some reading earlier.
While under the effects of this condition, they do not suspect your actions as unusual or dangerous. It resolves when they consume the poison libations. The target delays or resists. Increase the difficulty of all other actions by 1 until they partake.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So it's a specific condition for that. Okay.
Right. Okay. Cool. Rolling.
So yeah.
God.
10. Your 4, 3, and 2 there just kind of let you down.
I know, right?
So 11 dice, 10 successes. All right. So yeah, that does take care of the complication I was concerned about, which is like less for him. Like you got over the difficulty, which was 3, that he'd actually be willing to take a drink from a stranger, right?
Right.
And
so he takes a big old swig.
Right. And notably, because of his response and reaction to this, like all the other guards are like, oh, yeah. And Bane, no, actually, not even Bane. I have too many characters. And like nobody like, oh yeah, they're getting along famously. They're having, they're laughing, they're telling jokes. You bust out like some story about your fake grandkid, right? Yeah. And he just swings it back, and I imagine you do but of course don't.
Yep. I have a poison tolerance for it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So just a teensy little sip just to fake it enough.
Right. I like
that. So how many complications were there?
There was going to be a complication of 4. So 7.
So I have 3 extra successes.
Yep.
I want to allocate that to my next action. Or I guess I'll put one momentum in.
Okay.
And then have two enhancement to my next one, as she like is reaching in her bag to grab to like have her hand on her knitting needles.
Jesus. Okay.
They're like whatever special metal, vibranium fucking knitting needles that she's ready to like throw down with if she has to finish the job.
Carbon steel.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he takes that big swig and passes it back to you, and there's like immediate reaction, which for you is like most people don't manage to like don't even stomach it comfortably. And he seems fine initially. Mostly for the dramatic interest of Kralian Shade stepping into the room. And she is absolutely like the femme fatale kind of vibe, heels and guns and just like, okay, clearly Yarius is the brains of the operation. She's the one who gets shit done. And she spends some tension to spot and ambush. So that's with her secondary pool. And no, 7d10 over 8. Cool. So immediately, she doesn't know what's going on, but naturally gets the danger sense, spidey sense of, hang on, something is up, and notices 3 like strangers, right? 3 strangers in the room, and I imagine she's stepping in up on that top level as she looks down and sees Yarius taking a drink and goes, well, that's just not good. Whatever this is, I don't know. And starts coming down, and she's loud and boisterous about, oh, Yarius, I'm so sorry. You've got guests that you've been waiting. And she's like hauling ass over towards you. And that is when, Thanatos, you get a little shoulder tap behind you as a one Cravris Mort shows up. I'm not even going to ask you to roll. This is not a name on your list, but Thanatos recognizes her just because of her tattoos. She darker skinned Pacific Islander tattoos, but the tattoos are not very traditional. Each of them simply depicts a different murder that she has committed. Taps your shoulder and then punches you square in the face, or attempts to. This is the part where things go loud, and we will roll initiative. And I love how initiative is done in this game. You all can just click the little buttons. And what happens is we have a spot on the tracker for every participant. So in this case, it's the 4 of you and the 3 of them. The guards are just not getting involved. I guess technically I could make them a mob, but we're also 25 minutes away, so let's not do that. Holy moly.
Do I roll?
So on that right side, the little drop down has an initiative.
I just hit roll.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, okay.
Well,
I'm just an old lady.
On the plus side, they don't have much better. Is everybody? Oh, 4. All right. So, basically, this goes in order of successes. So we have a bad guy turn. Nobody else has a 2, right? Okay. So we have a bad guy turn. You have 2 turns. Then we have a bad guy turn, and then the rest of your team, and then the rest of my team. So, terribly done, but there we go. So you all get to decide who you pass it to, or in this case, I get to start. So we're going to start with Cravris Mort punching Thanatos, and then it'll be your guys' turn, and it doesn't matter what you actually scored. You guys determine amongst yourselves who needs to go next, and that can change as we go. So Cravris spends tension to use Raging Fury, and then rolls primary pool. And Craig, you can just go ahead and roll your defense, because this is coming at you.
Uh-oh.
Well, you have to spend momentum for the integrity.
Yep.
Oh no. Cool. 8d10. That's not right. one success, which matches your defense, and has no additional successes to spend on an injury. So is instead, and I saw you posted it. What was the page for the combat stunts?
104.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it's sorted by attack type.
So this is a close combat, and okay, yeah, 100%. The punch doesn't land properly, but it gets up into your face, and so is going to increase your difficulty because it's a blinding strike. So
Okay.
+1 difficulty on all shoot and thrown attacks on their next action. And then for Crevice's movement, moves into the room, and I think there's probably a little jostling of you in the process. And that cuts around to you all getting to go. And Zarius has already imbibed Cobra Venom, so that's going to be a problem. I don't know, the way they introduce poison, does it suggest that it will kill, or is it a...
There's like difficulties of it or whatever.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, because we didn't manage to set up there's a specific condition where an action will just kill the person. There's no injuries or anything like that. So we didn't get a chance to do that, but that's fine. We're not going to stress about it. We only got 2 hours. But yeah, so whoever wants to take the initiative here.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Brenna.
lady.
So like any of us could just hop.
Yeah, I mean it's up to the group to
our
decide.
turn.
Oh, okay. That's a little confusing. Got it.
Brenna seems really excited to go. So
Can I just like snatch my sniper case?
Yeah, you can. So you have a move within your turn, which is fine. So you can basically get over to Thanatos, and then so this is where we get into the mixed actions. So you could grab the gun and like turn and start to
rule
fire.
of cool, baby. You definitely just like fucking bullet ballet over there. It comes perfectly out of the case, and
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on how the rolls go.
The case, and I grab it, and then I make a shot in the same round.
roundhouse kick the case also.
Absolutely.
Very good.
This is mixed actions. What's your cunning?
Let's see. Okay, so I at least want to get over and get my case.
Right, which is free. That's just your movement, so you're there. And I know you have higher cunning, so what is your cunning?
4.
Okay, so yeah, you can manage 4 different actions, one of which is grabbing the gun. I don't think that's opposed by Thanatos, so we're not worried about that. You got 3 other actions.
I definitely want to. Okay. To get the gun out of the cases. That's an action.
That's done.
It's all okay. So I'm down to
You
2
have 3
left.
actions. You have 3 actions.
3 left. Okay. Sorry.
You
Okay,
get the
then
gun is 1 action.
Okay. Then I guess the first thing I want to do, I don't want to like set up with my sniper rifle while we have a baddie like right next to us. So, can I pull out my pistol and just take a shot at her?
Sure, that's 1 action.
And I'll focus on her first. I'll just take a couple shots at her then.
So, but that's
However
1
many
action. You are shooting at her.
That's
That's
all
1
one action?
That's 1 action.
Oh, okay.
So
well, then I'll
if you
go
want
ahead.
to literally bullet ballet and grab the sniper rifle with 1 hand and fire at 3 targets, that would be 3 more actions.
I love the image of like her holding the rifle between her knees as she's doing a couple of butterfly clips to get the scope on while she's shooting.
Yeah, I definitely. Okay, then what I want to do, I want to take a shot at her and take a shot at a second target, whoever is closest, whatever guard is closest, and then I want to line up a shot on our main target.
Okay. Cool. So the smallest pool there is still going to be you shooting. So yeah, roll your aim, your
Aim
shot.
cutting?
I don't know that this would necessarily be cunning for this shot. I think this is more dexterity, especially with your pistols or pistol.
Do I just for rolling that? Do I just roll
aim plus dexterity, and then plus 1 enhancement, and then whatever successes you get from that are then allocated across all the different actions that you're taking. So getting the gun, for instance, is a 0 difficulty action.
Okay, sorry. I was trying to make sure I didn't have anything else that would apply to it.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
2.
So 2. The defense on these folks is, I'm pretty sure, higher than that. Where'd everybody's character sheets go? I can minimize that one. There we go. Let's do these side by side. Yeah, so definitely not able to land a hit on them. So you can instead spend those successes on other things like helping out Thanatos with the fist fight. However, you have 2 successes.
I was going to use drive them out from make them dance.
Mm-hmm.
So target is forced to move in a general area of your choice within the range.
Mm-hmm.
See if they leave it before the end of your next turn, gain +1 enhancement on your next attack against them. So basically, I kind of want to drive them. Generally,
who? Which person?
I want to drive the what's her name? Pain.
Mm-hmm. That's the
target.
That's one of the targets. It's the one who drank the poison.
Okay, no, not that one. The one that punched.
Kravis Mort.
Okay, I want to drive him away just so we can settle, and he's not like right on my, side.
Sure. So yeah, do not get enough successes to actually hit anybody, which is effectively what we see now narratively is Violet running over, grabbing the rifle, pulling pistol, and just kind of firing at random, but enough to push Mort back and move her from close range into short range of Thanatos, and basically backing them up, which means cool. And then we have another player.
Well, and then I was able to set up my sniper rifle after that, right?
Yeah, you bring up to start aiming at. Well, actually, who do you start aiming at?
I'm going to aim at Pain.
Okay. So, Brenna, did you want to get in on that? Cool. Where are you? Because we haven't actually really established that. We now know that I guess the other 2 are down below. So everybody except for you ambiguously. So you could be up top or also be down on that lower level.
I mean, I want to get up in what's your face? Kralian Shade's business.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was, running down the stairs, and so at the oh shit moment, did you chase after towards her? Yeah, I like that. Okay.
I've got athletics abilities that let me 2, such as unstoppable force.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Pike has these gloves, just regular, thin,
totally ordinary
gloves that she's been wearing that transform, they kind of liquefy, and then some monomolecular blades just form, and she's just gonna go make it.
Yep.
So proud of you.
Yep.
Slice everything.
Yes.
Cool. What is your cunning?
2.
2. Okay. So technically, if you want to do mixed actions, you could do 2. Now, movement-wise, I don't know that you have another target in range, but you might be able to do something along the way, take the stairs down, grab an artifact off a wall, something like that.
I'm just here for the kill, baby.
Sure.
So
no reason to split things up. So yeah, roll away.
Okay. Do I need to roll athletics to catch up to her?
No.
What? Okay. So if I just wanted to attack twice, like pop, pop,
Mhm.
would that be a
No,
mixed action then? Or?
yeah, no. Mixed actions are for I'm going to attack this person. That
Also do something
encompasses sword swinging, firing off multiple shots, etc.
Right.
That is just one action because everybody has like 3-4 health, right? So multiple attacks on a target
That's
is
fair.
right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make an attack then. Dum-dum-dum. Do I have to add any weaponry stuff to this or?
Your monomolecular blades give you a bonus stunt that
Ignore
you can
armor, right?
get. And they do ignore armor. But no, for
Okay.
actually rolling, it's just the close combat, which we know, and then whatever attribute you use with that plus 1 enhancement.
Plus 1 enhancement. Cool. Could I spend a point of momentum to activate my contract killer skill trick? That would give me a, let's see. I can add my integrity to my dice pool
Dope.
with that.
So we'll move momentum down to 3.
Yeah. Okay, so integrity is 3. Should be, yeah. Okay. Don't think I have any enhancements right now.
Just 1 from your weapon.
All right. And then I have, because of my martial arts, my weapons gain the weighted tag. Whatever that means.
I can
It
look
gives you a
up.
bonus to trip and knockdown.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Just pain.
I mean, you might if you have enough successes.
True. Okay. Let's just go for it then.
Mhm. You probably have enough successes. So we are attacking Krillian Shade, who has a defense of 4. The monomolecular blade is going to bypass 1 of that, bypassing her armor effectively. So you have 3 defense to get through. You have 4 successes, so you have 4 extra successes left over. Wait, had 7 successes minus 3 gives us 4 successes left over. One of which you can spend on cause injury. But I think the monomolecular blade specifically calls out a special tag here. Focus / target's armor rating plus 1, and you get to choose the severity of the target's injury condition. So, can only be placed on edge weapons. So yeah, so instead of just giving a bruised injury, we can instead jump straight up to what's that gnarly one? The
Injured? Maimed?
Maimed. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, instead of just you've muted yourself.
I keep trying to unmute myself and it won't. Okay. You can hear me now, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
I slash at her scapula, maybe. Her back's to me and she's like moving away, and that, kind of messes up range of movement for her arm. So
And just it being monomolecular blade, so we have that like parting armor and stuff, and it's just that red gash across her back. There's shout outs, there's unfortunate names being thrown about. And scrolling back up.
There's a spray of 40 gallons of highly pressurized blood.
Also
leaving
correct.
A slash of red across your lawyer facade.
Right. So bad guy turn. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have Krillian Shade pivot. And it's unfortunate because she's really good with her guns. But
Still can be.
yeah. So she'll roll her secondary pool, which is 70, 10, 8. And for enhancement, does that apply to everything? That's ridiculous. Okay. And Brenna, you can go ahead and roll your defense because
The injuries give you what? Difficulty?
increased difficulty, right? So in this particular case, because maimed is 3, right?
Or
4. Okay, so whatever your defense ends up being, I'm going to have 4 more
Okay.
on top of that.
I do have some armor as well.
Okay,
so this thing doesn't do anything.
potentially,
Okay.
or at least won't necessarily do an attack. Or
So okay, my stamina's 4, so I'll just roll that, and then I have, I think, 2 armor.
2 soft armor.
One's for my soft armor. Another one is just I'm just very tough.
Oh Lord. Okay,
I'm a
yeah.
tough cookie.
So she's not going to be able to actually do an injury. So she is going to use one of her tension. And she needs to make a close combat roll, which again for her is, oh no, on a successful roll, I can do that. I took shorthand notes, and we're just going to pray that I'm doing this right. It does have a cooldown, so she can't do this every time. So she spends attention and attempts to knock your blade away.
Okay.
Did we lose Amanda?
Oh, there she is.
I'm just
Maybe it was
curious.
internet over in this household. So yeah, she basically based on this, it's she's grabbing your arm and just kind of causes your blade to fall away. Notably, it falls 1 range band away. So on the next turn, you'll have to spend your movement to go get it again. And I think we go back to you guys. Yeah, and then back to 2 players.
You want to go, Amanda?
Amanda, what?
What? Oh, I thought that.
Yeah,
That-
Oh,
Amanda.
never mind. Thanatos or
it's,
whatever.
yeah, you and me.
It's you and Thanatos.
Yeah, I've already
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'll take a turn then.
Go ahead.
So the second target,
Crayley
the
and
one
Shade.
that Brenna is fighting,
Mm-hmm.
that's near me and the other guy who I
Was
poisoned?
headed that way and had come downstairs. At this point, they're in short range away from you.
Okay.
And then obviously Pain is in close combat range to you.
I'm gonna try and like fake him out essentially of oh gosh, and cower behind him a little bit and get him out of the way a little bit, and then just fucking needle stab right in the face.
Sure. Sounds like close combat.
Manipulation work for that,
Okay, yeah.
putting in the effort to actually trick him.
Mhm.
And I gave myself +2 enhancement from the last roll,
Oh, yeah. That's right.
and the weapon gives 1
Mhm.
normally, right?
Yeah, even unarmed strikes have 1 enhancement.
Got 4 successes.
Has a defense of 4 normally, but he is ingested cobra venom, which I imagine at least is 1 injury.
Right.
Let's see here. This guy doesn't have shit going on, but yeah, it's just 4 defense. Oh, they all have 4 defense. Okay, so that makes sense. That's probably just the default for this difficulty of enemy. So
I
yeah,
really
you
only rolled 1 success on 7 dice, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you are not able to land the injury.
Okay.
But you do have.
But I can allocate my successes to whatever I want.
Mhm.
Does he have armor, or is it?
No.
He's just got a big defense
Mhm.
somehow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the way defense is described for NPCs, it's a combination of their ability to dodge and have armor.
Okay.
Carry on.
You got to be like really good at combat to hurt someone. apparently.
Or more it's that it has to be stacked up. But I just realized, I wonder if I'm actually doing that right. I wonder if they're supposed to roll the defense.
I mean, if we roll it, feels like
right,
they
that's
would
what I'm
too.
realizing. Combat. Because I wonder if it's the
I mean,
mooks
we also have
that
like
don't.
2 minutes left, so I'm fine. Just
Yep.
I want to allocate it to blinding.
Sure. That's one.
And shove, and I'll put the rest of them to shove.
Yeah, you're on the
So-
third floor, right? And this is a big
No, we're
open
on the
area.
bottom.
They're down.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
Not that good.
Equal to your might. What's your might like?
Minus 2, so it's 6 meters. That's like a big shove, right?
Yep.
So just like
Easy,
literally just like
Brenna.
stab him in the eye. Doesn't actually like hurt him, but he's blinded.
Mhm.
And then like just shove him.
Full
He, like,
body.
falls back sprawled in a corner, sort of thing. Just get him out of the way and let him die of the poison.
Yep. Yeah, notably, he does not look like he's a big combatant. So cool. And oh yeah, Thanatos.
I am on the second floor though, right?
You are on that lower level, yeah, the middle level. At
The
that
room we're
point,
in is 2 floors, and you are on the bottom.
Oh,
actually, yeah,
okay.
all of you are on now on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more open. I thought I could throw her over a railing or something.
No, that would be up if you got up to that third level.
Okay. Wow. 6 successes on unarmed strike.
Sure. With 2 excess over their defense. Should have had a better way to tracking this. All right. So yeah, you can do another injury. And then I think that leaves you with 1 further success.
Yeah, so an injury and blinding.
How does someone die in this game?
Get to the taken out level. Now, for NPCs, they actually have a health thing. So for Kralian Shade and Mort, they both have health of 6. Yarius Payne has a health of 4. So basically 4 attacks puts Yarius Payne into taken out. Kralian Shade and Crevice Mort need 6.
I see.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we don't have time for that.
Nope. Oh yeah, we are at 4 o'clock. Shit. So yeah. I guess we end up pausing here as shit goes down. Now, let's be honest. If you've been paying attention, you can tell our team has this under control. But yeah, clearly I needed 3 hours for this. I'm very upset. None of you saw the microsun reactor. There's all, the tech. Yeah, like
I think you put in a lot of prep for a 2-hour game.
I really did. I really should have been.
spent 15 minutes talking about how the train looked.
I know. I should have. Yeah. Well,
Those are hard, man. They're
yeah,
hard.
man. 2 hours.
Okay.
For it too.
Short
Like,
one shot,
I
yeah.
figured something like this might happen. But
Yeah.
it's a cool system. I think
We've all established ourselves as
Yeah.
badasses. That's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah, that is the important thing. Yeah, I do.
I am sad
do
that I wasn't
figure out
able
the
to steal
defense roll.
relics though.
I think you'll
mean-
get to steal relics when everybody's dead.
Definitely happens.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. This one was very bluntly like right into it, but there's
Right.
other stuff where specifically for Granny, Granny is not set up for combat like this, but over the course of a black box, which is what this is, this scenario where we're going in for a kill, Granny basically would be able to perform 3 or 4 actions to put herself into a place and then apply a poison and then move on, and enough of those conditions stack up to finally the person just dies off a skill roll instead of getting into
Right.
combat.
Right.
And that's the thing I was hoping we'd be able to get to do. But yeah, 3 hours needed.
That's what I thought I was doing, so I
Mhm.
was confused a little bit. But
Yeah.
Is anyone,
Go ahead.
is anyone after us, Drew?
Yeah.
Somebody
in
half-
like 30
in
minutes.
half an hour,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we are about to zoom off. Yeah, I mean, Payne is definitely dead. The others we're gonna have to shoot and kill. But yeah.
Also, just like for future, like just for your life information, drinking snake venom probably won't kill you.
Please don't test this at home. Don't do it.
I mean, it's certainly not going to give you a happy day, but
Right.
Well, it depends on the type of venom.
depends on how much too, probably.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would imagine. If it's like 50-50 with whiskey, I imagine it's
I'm wondering
not gonna do good things to you.
Right. I'm kind of curious if the whiskey just being alcohol would end up actually causing problems to venom. Regardless, it's called cobra venom, but it's actually a highly high-tech poison that is
Yes,
designed to
yeah.
work with the natural
Yeah.
digestive juices
works-
and activated by whiskey.
Right.
It works
Just
side
for the
by
legal
side with
liability-
tiger blood.
do not try this at home.
Again, yes, do not try this at home.
Try some of it at home.
Don't try any of this at home.
Punch Nazis at home.
Anyways, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you all. Thank you for being here for a special Saturday thing. Also, special thanks to Brenna and Amanda for joining us. Sad day that we are down Ralph and Ash, but it was always fun to play with you all. We definitely need to, bring in a regular, get the artists on stream again, kind of thing. So, because we keep doing it with one shots, and clearly we need to have Brenna and Amanda for like longer term play. So yeah, thank you all at home, and enjoy your weekend or whatever day this is if you're watching on YouTube. Bye.
Bye.